Of all the things, like, what's the one thing that you could just say that you enjoy most about what you're doing?
It's truly knowing that I'm helping people make these memories.
Yeah.
I mean, I think back to the first time we took the kids to Disney, and I will never forget their faces. And I just took my daughter last April, just her and I, for a mother-daughter trip. Oh. And still, I will never forget those moments.
Yeah.
Ever. And that's what it's all about. It's collecting memories. It's not about collecting things. Yeah. And I want more people to do that.
More experience.
You know? Not the material stuff. It's making those memories.
That's amazing.
So I think that's what it is. I hearing from my clients afterwards, it's just so rewarding. I love it.
That's so awesome. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is Tim and Amy here with the TMA Connection, where we connect you with the people and the events in our community that are making a difference in the lives of others. And today we have a super special guest because it is January and we're looking at the year ahead, and I want to go on vacation, and hence the shirt that I'm wearing today.
I like it.
You like it? Like, I'm ready to go on vacation. So we are sitting down with Brenda Tackett of Marvelous Mouse Travels. She's going to be discussing the top 5 destinations to go to in 2022.
Yes, and let me tell you, that was very hard to narrow it down.
Yeah.
So thanks for that hard task.
Everybody wants to rank everything, so the top 5.
And honestly, the 5 that I could put
in anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah. It's 5 destinations, the top 1, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So before we jump into the list, Brenda, give everybody a little bit of an idea of who you are.
Sure. So thank you, first of all, for having me. I really appreciate this. This is going to be fun. So my name is Brenda Tackett. I've lived in Bel Air my entire life. I was born and raised here, taught at Bel Air High School.
Yes.
With you.
Let's go Bobcats.
Yes. So I taught math there for 15 years.
Our kid's favorite teacher.
Oh, thank you. Some of my favorite students. I live in the community. My 2 kids are going through Harford County Public Schools, and they keep me busy. Soccer, softball. I'm a jiu-jitsu mom, swim mom, you name it.
Got it all covered.
I'm a member of the local Rotary Club, which I love because I get to not only network, but I've been doing a lot of community service now in the area, and so that's been real special for me as well. So
cool.
Yeah.
And a phenomenal travel agent.
Oh, thank you.
If you are ever on Facebook and somebody asks a question in one of the Facebook groups, like, hey, who knows a travel agent? It seems like Brenda Tackett's name just keeps on popping up.
Well, and I'll tell you, I mean, I'm truly humbled by that. I really am, and I can't believe how far I've come in the last 4 years, and it's all because of word of mouth, and so I really appreciate that. So thank you.
Well, you're doing an awesome job, and it shows. And when you look out for people and their best interest, that's where it is. That's where it's at.
Right. We can speak from experience because Brenda planned one of our trips.
She did, and
I was very happy.
Based on whatever some of this presentation today, I think we got to book something.
I'd love to.
Take your pick, Amy.
All expense paid trip from Brenda for showing the podcast.
Wait a minute.
I think we were talking about that one hut. Like, that's $1,000.
Yeah. That's funny.
So cool. Well, let's talk about using a travel agent, because a lot of people, there might be some misconceptions out there. So what are the benefits of working with a travel agent?
Sure. So I think the first thing everybody needs to know is when you book any type of vacation, whether it's a cruise, Disney, Universal, all-inclusive, online, on your own, you are paying for it. There's a travel agent fee that's built into your package price.
Okay.
So the vendor just keeps that fee, and you're paying for a service that you're not getting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, first and foremost, why not use an agent where it's either the same price and sometimes better? There are times where I have found better deals than what other people are seeing online. I have access to certain things because of my agency that no one else has access to. So why not? You know, it's concierge level service from the day you book to the day you get back. So, and then you're supporting a small business because the vendor pays me. You don't pay me anything. I charge no fees, nothing. So
that was so surprising for me when I first found that out when we interviewed you, like last year, or year before, or something like that.
2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Time flies.
I know.
It really does. Gosh.
So,
yeah, that's awesome.
I talked about the fact that it's free. So that's that first thing. It saves you time. So, I've been many places since I started this career, and I'm still traveling so that I can get to know destinations so I can better tell my clients. And, so why not tell me what you're looking for?
Yeah.
And then I already have a resort in my mind. I have a destination in my mind.
Right.
You've just saved a ton of time right there. And I know, even based off of reviews and my own personal experience, what's good and what's not. Convenience. I mean, I'm going to send you, before you leave, I'm going to send you with tips and tricks and a travel packet. And now more than ever, it's so important to have somebody that knows all the travel requirements because they are different right now post-COVID.
Oh, sure. That's
That-
right.
They change all the time.
All the time. I mean, it's sometimes changing daily.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I'm the one that's keeping up with that, and I will let you know when something has changed. So,
Yeah.
and and every destination's different right now. There's
Wow.
not one that is the same. So now more than ever, it's really important to use somebody who's knowledgeable about it.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get support. I mean, I can't tell you, especially through COVID, I'm constantly making changes. I'm constantly helping with flight changes. Or, I had clients the other day, they were stuck on the tarmac for 5 hours until eventually their flight was canceled because of an engine issue, which barely happens.
Right.
It's very rare, but I got right on the phone. I got them booked to the next night. They were able to extend their stay. They got a new flight. I did that. They just got to go home and be sad for a night, but it was fixed, so.
Yeah. So it's
why
not, it's not like, hey, you booked
That's
your
awesome.
vacation. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Have
exactly.
a nice day.
See ya. No, I'm there the whole way.
Right.
So
That's pretty
yeah.
cool.
I mean,
That's
I work
pretty
24/7, but
Oh my gosh.
but that's okay.
But that's okay. You're enjoying what you're doing.
I love what I do. I love what I do. And for me, I know the memories I make when I'm with my family on vacation and being able to do that for others. And it's so rewarding when I'm tagged in pictures and things like
Sure.
that. Or I'll have clients that just send me a picture. I had one the other day and it gave me chills. Thank you. You helped make this happen. And it's like her kids smiling from ear to ear in front of the castle at Magic Kingdom. And it just, I don't know, those videos of surprise, we're going here. I mean, that's why I do what I do.
Oh, I think we share a mutual friend on Facebook. We won't name them, but they shot that video, and it was just like, wow, that's cool. That's
Yep,
really
I know exactly
cool.
who you're talking about. They had a great time.
I would love to drop that on my kids. Like, hey,
You heard that,
guess
kids.
what? Oh, shoot. Yeah. The kids are in the background, folks. So they fully support that comment.
Right.
So let's hit the top 5.
Sure.
What do you say? And again, in no specific order, I think, because every one of these destinations is phenomenal.
Oh, absolutely. And some of them are kind of lumped into a big category. Like this one. This first one I wanted to start with is guided European travel. So I don't know about you, but I know there's so much to see in the U.S., but I love Europe, and I just love traveling there, and there's so much to see in the architecture and the history and all that. So the best way to do that is a guided tour.
Okay.
And there are so many different vendors that we can use.
Okay.
My favorite has a higher price tag, but worth it.
Sure.
Adventures by Disney. And I know a lot of people think, oh, Disney, it's going to be Mickey. It's not Mickey. It's not that at all.
Okay.
You get 2 embedded tour guides with your small group. One is from the country that you are visiting. The other is a Disney cast member. And the thing that I love most about them is they will immerse you in the culture. So it's not necessarily visiting all the touristy hot spots of that country. It's taking part in a local cooking lesson, or it's attending a dance where you're learning how to, do a local dance. Like it's very immersive, very family friendly, amazing. So
we've talked about that too. We've gone to Bermuda, Turks and Caicos before, and it's like we're only there for a short amount of time, and it's like we really wanted to dive into the culture. So I think that's pretty cool.
It's amazing. They do river and expedition cruises as well, which is really neat. Places like Viking, Amma Waterways, they are going to be your European sailing. So you're going to get on a cruise ship. It's all inclusive, so your meals are included. A lot of times, some of your excursions at each port are included.
Okay.
So you can do extra excursions and pay for them, but you have at least one at each port stop. And then you go back to the ship at night, and that's where you sleep and have cocktails and dinner, and it's amazing. I am super excited. I'm actually going on a Silver Sea cruise that in March that starts in Portugal and ends in Barcelona, Spain.
That's amazing.
So I can't wait to bring that. That's a very luxury cruise line experience. So I'm excited to bring that to my clients for the first time and kind of tap into that industry. So, and I don't know if you know this, but American Queen Voyages, you can actually sail the Mississippi on a riverboat.
Interesting.
So I have clients that leave in May. They're doing New Orleans up to Memphis.
Wow.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
So they're going to hit some stops along the Mississippi. So there's stuff right here in the United States.
That is pretty.
take
I've
advantage
never
of.
heard of that before.
Yeah. And then the bottom one, oh, and by the way, that picture of the woman, that's the Disney cast member. Like, how cool is that? I mean, that's the excitement that they bring to these tours. And then at the bottom, I have a couple other vendors. So Globus, Talc, Avanti, CIE Tours. So a lot of them, it's a set tour. Like if you want to go to Ireland, they have, 7 days, 10 day, whatever. And it's set in stone. So you don't have to do any thinking. You just show up basically. And then Kensington, if you want a more personalized itinerary, like you want to visit, like my son is dying to go to Japan. Of all countries, he really wants to go to Japan. He loves Naruto and, that kind of like Japanese art and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but he would probably want to visit maybe not the most popular cities. So Kensington Tours could put something more personal together for you based on where you want to go.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, when you say Disney cast member, you don't mean like a character. So you don't have Cinderella
great question.
taking you around.
No, that's a great question. So in Disney, the people that work there, they're all called cast members.
Okay.
So it's somebody who, that's what they do for a living, is they take these small tour groups around.
Okay.
So, and they're in over 7 continents, more than 40 adventures through Disney. So really neat.
That's really neat.
Yep.
But do they do some of the like Disney cruises or some of the destinations where the parks may be in different countries?
Yeah. So Paris, Hong Kong, Shanghai. There's a Disneyland. So yeah, you can probably hit those up while you're there as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's awesome.
That's really cool.
Very good.
All right.
Number
Okay.
4.
So again, this one I feel like any given week could move up to number 1.
Okay.
I've been getting so many requests for Alaska. And the best way to see Alaska is to do an Alaskan cruise. So Disney Cruise Line does Alaska. Norwegian is great. And then Royal Caribbean has some fantastic ships that sail out of Alaska.
Nice. Okay.
So typically it's a 7-night. And then your season for Alaska, it's going to be mostly May through August is the best time to go. I don't think you want to be in Alaska in those off months. So,
Right.
Now I will say, because 2021 and 2020 for Alaska was canceled, a lot of 2022 is selling quick, 2023 is selling quick.
Because of COVID?
Because of COVID, it was canceled, and
Okay.
then everybody that was booked then is shifting to the
Gotcha.
next 2 years. So
Gotcha.
if that's something you want to do, you might want to start thinking about it for even 2023.
Okay.
So, but what I love about this is you're hitting amazing destinations along your stops, like Sitka, Skagway, Juneau, Ketchikan. So you're seeing, and there's excursions you can do at each of these stops. But you can also add on a pre or a post cruise tour that's a land portion if you want. So I'm so excited. That's what I'm doing in May. I'm not doing the cruise portion, but I'm going and doing the land portion so I can learn more about how that works for my clients. And all I know is I will be on a train with the glass dome roof for part of the trip.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And it includes your hotel stays and then some of the excursions. So I'm going to do some dog sledding. I'm going to go for gold.
This is going to be hard, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. So if you're not already following my Facebook page, you're going to want to over the next couple months, because I have some exciting things coming.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
Alaska, definitely a cruise or add on a land portion for
And
it.
I bet the glaciers and just seeing it from the ocean, looking towards
Well, and
land.
there's no other way to go to the inside passage unless you're on a boat.
Yeah.
So it really truly is the best way to go see things that you're not going to normally see.
Okay.
So,
Can't imagine.
Yep.
All right, next one.
Okay. Again, look, I couldn't narrow down to one of these. So, but you're going to probably wonder why these islands, because yes,
Okay.
there's another slide with some other Caribbean destinations.
Okay.
But I lumped these together because these are a little bit more difficult to get to from our area. And I wanted to distinguish the difference.
Okay.
So you're going to have a layover, most likely, to any of these. And
Okay.
I've been to all but 2 on this list.
And let's just say also what the different areas are before we get started, because people who are listening, your podcast can't.
Oh
see
yeah, they
the
can't see.
screen.
Yeah, so yeah, if you're listening
So-
on this on Apple or Spotify or anything like that, so we're
thank
gonna
you
have,
for mentioning that.
Yeah,
Okay.
So number 3 is Aruba, St. Lucia, Antigua, Barbados, Turks and Caicos, and
Curacao.
Curacao.
Yes,
Thank you.
that is a big up and coming destination right there.
Okay.
I have not been to that one yet, so it's on my list because Sandals is opening a brand new resort there. It opens actually in a
Nice.
couple months, so I'm hoping maybe there'll be a tour in my future for that destination. But
That's so cool.
definitely worth the trip here, but you're going to want to spend a couple extra days just because your travel day you're losing in both directions
Okay.
for most of these destinations.
So where are you usually getting laid over when you travel to these places?
That's a good question. So some of them do have nonstop out of Philadelphia, but if you're going out of BWI, you're either going to probably go to Atlanta,
Okay.
Charlotte
Okay.
is a big stop, and sometimes like Fort Lauderdale or Miami area might
Okay.
be a layover. So not too bad,
Right.
but Southwest isn't going to go to these destinations except Aruba. You can get to Aruba nonstop on Southwest.
Nice.
From here, from
Okay.
Baltimore. So
Okay.
they do tend to be a little pricier destinations as well.
Okay.
So you're going to add.
Is that because of the airfare or?
No, it's just the destination.
Okay.
Aruba and Turks and Caicos, they tend to be a little bit more on the pricier side.
Okay.
But again, totally worth it. And actually, Aruba and Turks are great locations where you don't necessarily have to do all inclusive. They're both very safe islands. They have great local restaurants that you can actually just walk to and kind of venture around.
That's awesome.
But I put a bunch of, I know there's a lot of Sandals up there. I love that brand, and I've been to many of those. And then Beaches, Turks and Caicos. Wow.
Yeah.
That is an incredible resort. But you need to start saving now because it's a little pricey.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we saw the Sandals Resort on the Grand Turk. On Grand Turk.
Oh,
Isn't there
okay.
a Sandals?
They just have the beaches right now, but I'm wondering.
Was it
I feel like we
Margaritaville?
watched- Oh, maybe it was that.
They had a
Maybe it was that.
Margaritaville there.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to Aruba on our honeymoon.
Okay,
many,
so
many
did
years
I.
ago.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah. But these destinations are going to be where you're going to have that nice bright blue water.
Oh, yeah.
St. Lucia, they call the Hawaii of the Caribbean.
Okay.
So if don't want to go to Hawaii, but you're looking for a similar type of setting, St. Lucia's your place.
Okay.
It's gorgeous
Okay.
there. So
Nice.
yeah. So
All
that's
right.
I had to lump them all together.
Okay. That's all right.
It's a tough one. All right, next
Oh,
one
wait,
is...
we have props for this
Oops.
one.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Okay.
Go back.
Okay.
We're going. We're
All right, Amy, get your prop out.
Oh.
And I don't think you can see it behind me. I can't believe I brought this because I am not a Slytherin. But
Okay.
this is my daughter's Slytherin robe. I am a Ravenclaw through and through. But, okay, so I put my 50th anniversary ears on for this.
All right, drum roll.
Now, yes, go ahead, because I am shocked right now because I'm thinking like, okay, this is the number one. And again, you said no ranked order or whatever, but
Yeah.
Orlando.
Florida.
And notice I didn't just use Disney or didn't just say Universal. Orlando itself has a ton to offer.
Yeah.
I have clients that do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
And then I have clients that, where it's just Disney one year, just Universal. Maybe they do the rest of the stuff another time. But obviously, this is one of my favorite destinations.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even want to tell you how many times I was in Disney World in the last 2 years. Probably.
Yeah, please don't, because then you're just going to make us all jealous.
So it is the 50th anniversary. They will be celebrating it through the rest of this year.
Okay.
And I'm wearing the 50th ears. Everything is this iridescent, get it?
I get
Yeah.
Iridescent coloring.
I hear ya.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh my goodness, Mickey would be proud. The castle is brand newly painted. It's a great place to be.
Is it pink?
It is, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, lots of pinks and blues and purples and.
I didn't know if it was one of those light show pictures, where you just they project the color onto it.
No, those are actual pictures that I took. All of these actually, except for maybe the one Universal I was allowed to use. But
oh gosh,
yeah, it's such a great place to be. 4 theme parks, 2 water parks at Disney World.
Okay.
I highly recommend staying on property.
Oh yes,
because you can't beat the transportation to and from the parks and just.
We've done both, and there's just nothing like staying on Disney campus.
No, absolutely not.
Plus, if you're an avid shopper, you get to have all of your packages taken back to your room, so you don't have to cart them from place to place, and I loved that.
So you'll be sad to know they're only bringing them to the front of the park for you right now.
Oh.
But that's still okay, and that might change.
Okay,
that's a post-COVID thing.
Still don't have to cart it around everywhere.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. And one thing I do want to mention, I've heard this a lot. I'm worried that it's not as magical after COVID. I 100% disagree with that statement.
Okay.
It is still the most magical place. Is everything back the way it was? No, but I'll be honest, some things I like better now than what they did pre-COVID.
Interesting.
Like the one parade at Magic Kingdom in the day, that's gone, but it's been replaced by these little mini cavalcades that happen every 30 minutes.
Okay.
So you can't, instead of everybody gathering at one time in this huge crowd,
right.
You can see the characters, but it's like every 30 minutes. And so it's amazing.
That makes a lot more sense because then if you're only doing, if you got really young kids and you only want to do like 2 hours at a time, you're not feeling constricted.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but you can still make dining reservations. You can still see the characters. As a matter of fact, I think I see more characters now than pre-COVID.
Now, do the princesses and princes wear masks?
No.
Okay.
You can't get autographs. You can't hug them right now, so you can get selfies with them. They walk around, but because of that, they walk around as themselves, which is really nice. So
but are the people that come to the park, do you have to wear a mask?
Good question. Outdoors, no. Indoors, yes.
And that could very well change too.
Exactly, and that has changed multiple times. So
I bet they sell a lot of Disney masks now.
Yes. Oh, they sold out for a while there. Yes,
I bet.
I bet. And then of course there's Universal. It's become one of my favorite destinations. There you're going to cast a spell on me. You Harry Potter fans out there, you Marvel fans out there, Dr. Seuss is there. I'm trying to think. Gosh, Fast and the Furious, Jimmy Fallon, you name it. You can see it at Universal. 2 theme parks. The best water park I've ever been to.
Wow.
Volcano Bay.
Wow.
Is all right there. I highly recommend doing Universal as its own vacation, and I highly recommend staying at one of their premier properties, either the Hard Rock, the Loews Royal Pacific, or Loews Portofino Bay, because you get the unlimited express passes included when you stay there.
So is Universal as big as Disney, like the Magic Kingdom? You could probably spend several days just at the Magic Kingdom.
That is a great question. So the way the parks and Universal as a whole is set up, so much easier and more walkable than Disney is, because the 2 theme parks are right next door to each other. You can either walk around the front to go from one to the other, or you can take the Hogwarts Express train. So you have to have the park-to-park ticket to do that. So I highly recommend that. And then right across the water from that is City Walk, which has restaurants and shopping and music, and there's a mini golf place. It's just so fun. And when you stay at one of the premieres, you can either walk to the parks, there's a walking path, or there's water taxis, and they drop you right in front. So it's awesome. So convenient. You're to the parks in 5 minutes, and you're enjoying your day.
Now, what if you're like me? I love the beach.
Okay.
A vacation to me is like going to the beach is the ultimate. So how do you work in going to the beach?
Okay, I have 2 answers to this. First of all, Cocoa Beach, or not Cocoa Beach, Cocoa Beach isn't that far because that's just south of Orlando. Hour and a half is Clearwater, straight across the state over to the Gulf side. I've had clients that will rent a car when they're done at the theme parks and then go stay at Clearwater or St. Pete Beach for a couple days as well.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, or you can just drive a little south. Fort Lauderdale is about 3.5 hours, so that's a little bit too far, but You know, Cocoa Beach is right there.
But all the parks have nice pools.
Well, that was going to be my second answer. You don't need the beach because those pools are amazing. You know, and the ones at Disney, they're heated all year round. Beach Club has the coolest beach pool ever. It's sandy bottom in part of it.
Oh, wow.
So it's almost like you're at the beach.
Okay.
And then they have Caribbean Beach Resort. But yeah, I mean, the Hard Rock at Universal, there's music that plays under the pool water. Oh, yeah. Water slides. I mean, you name it. It's
okay. The audio portion's not going to catch all my facial expressions. Like what?
Yeah.
I'm really thinking we're going to have to consider Universal. I love Disney, but I have not done the full Universal experience.
I think the last time I was at Universal was like 1993.
That's probably the last time I was there, and I was doing a dance with the Blues Brothers.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, they're still there. They still play.
Okay.
They still play at Universal Studios. Yeah.
But I haven't been there since there's been 2 parks.
Okay.
So
Oh, yeah.
we have been to City Walk.
We've been to City Walk, yeah,
but
just
never
for dinner.
wandered into the park. So
You definitely have to. And again, if you all could see Amy playing with the wand right now, she's got Draco Malfoy's wand, and I can tell she wants to cast some spells. I know maybe you don't want his wand, but
Yeah, no, I'm just like I'm.
that thing doesn't make
He's
your
all
husband
right.
cook dinner, does it?
Oh
no!
I'm gonna cast a spell on you. Poof.
So I would definitely be remiss if I didn't talk about the other 3 things that are up here. You can also include things like a day at Discovery Cove. Discovery Cove, you can swim with dolphins. You can look at stingrays. You can interact with all kinds of wildlife at Discovery Cove. And then with a Discovery Cove ticket, you can actually include SeaWorld and SeaWorld's water park, which is called Aquatica. You get 14 days unlimited use of both of those parks with your Discovery Cove ticket.
Wow.
So, you know, totally worth it to add on a couple more days and just try to hit up some of those places as well.
Yeah.
Now I know that some places that they say you can swim with the dolphins, it's like extortionately expensive. Is it a little bit more cost effective since it sort of seems to be a big part of what they are?
So with the Discovery Cove, that is an add-on. So it is going to be a per person add-on to do a dolphin swim.
Okay.
You have to be 6 or older in order to take part in the dolphin swim. But it is, I mean, it's not cheap. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But totally worth it.
Worth the experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And with Discovery Cove, it's food all day.
Nice.
Okay.
So you don't have to pay for your meals that day.
Can you
which
swim
is
with
great.
sea turtles?
Are sea turtles on there? I'm trying to think.
I might
there was
have
like
to
a
go there
shark
if that's
thing
the
at
case.
SeaWorld. There's
I'm digging the dolphin idea. That's like on a bucket list.
Yeah.
It's
you know?
actually on mine. I haven't done that yet. I mean, I've seen whales. I've seen it all, and I haven't swum
You
with
did
the
see a whale
swam
recently.
Swim with the dolphins. I know. Just last
I
week.
saw that on Instagram.
I'll talk about that on the last slide.
Okay.
Did you want to talk about SeaWorld or Aquatica?
I mean, I think they're both pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
You know, you want to see more sea life, but Aquatica's really cool. There's some neat water.
They have a roller
rides
coaster
there.
that goes
They
underwater.
Do, yeah.
They do? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really neat. With the
How do they do that?
What's it called? I forget what it's called,
Okay.
but yes, they have a coaster of some sort there. So does Volcano Bay. That one's called the Krakatoa,
Krakatoa.
and it's literally a roller coaster on the water. It's wild.
Huh.
My kids got a kick out of it.
Okay.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
if it goes underwater, I'm assuming it's in a tube?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm picturing like, wow, that is a major power wash.
And that'll do it for today, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
All right, no, we got to hit number one.
Oh.
Drum roll, please.
And again, I could
Even though
not
it could be
count
number
this down.
5, 4, 3, or 2, but it could.
And now I almost, after the last slide, now I'm like, maybe I should put this at number 2. Okay, so I put these destinations together. We're talking about Jamaica, Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic, Mexico, and the Bahamas, because all nonstop flights from this area.
Okay.
Which that's huge, especially if you're
Sure.
bringing your kids with you. You want to get on a plane one time and be there.
Right.
Also, for most of them, except for some destinations in Jamaica, the resorts are so close to the airport. So you're not looking at long transfers. Now, Jamaica, which is one of my favorite islands, I love the Jamaican people. They're the nicest people. You can travel to South Coast, which is about 90 minutes from where you fly in. You can travel to the Negril area for the best sunsets ever. Again, about an hour and a half. And then there's also the Ocho Rios region, which is also an hour and a half.
Okay.
Unless you stay at Montego Bay. Montego Bay is right there by the airport. So
Wow.
many options in Jamaica. I've been to all of them but the South Coast region. That's next on my list.
Okay.
But I love that country.
Wow.
We've never been to Mexico.
Oh, Mexico. Okay.
Or Jamaica.
Or,
we have done Bahamas.
Okay.
But
That's about it.
Okay.
yeah.
So pricing can be amazing at these. I have found that Mexico and Punta Cana tend to be the cheapest. So if you're looking for a low price destination to get away, there's both adult only and family friendly all inclusives at both of those destinations. I went to Cancun last March, and I got to experience an adult only at LeBlanc Resort and Spa, which I'll talk about in a second. And then I also got to experience the Grand at Moon Palace, which is in Cancun. And let me tell you, talk about a water park right on property. Whew, this place was amazing. So, and then last week I visited Los Cabos.
Wow.
For the first time ever. I've never been to that region. Now that I had to have a layover, but Southwest flies there. I had a layover in, where was I? Houston. So it wasn't too bad to get to, but man, did I fall in love with Cabo. Whew.
I bet.
I bet that was hard to come back.
It was, and I was there during whale migrating season.
Oh my
So I
gosh.
saw dozens of whales. I saw them from my balcony. I saw them when I went on a catamaran cruise. Oh, it was amazing.
Wow,
I
yeah,
do remember that picture you posted. This just happened.
This just happened. But Cabo's great. There's family friendly. There's adult only. I will say certain sections, it's not swimmable. So if you're looking for a beach where like you can sit on the beach, look at the water, it's gorgeous. You cannot swim.
Oh.
It's in the oh my gosh, I forget the name of it. I just posted it, but it's right next to the Pacific Ocean, and it's talk about Ocean City rip currents times 10.
Oh, wow.
So you don't want to try to swim.
Okay.
There are swimmable beach areas that they've roped off closer to the downtown Cabo area.
Okay.
But the town is adorable. It is safe. Tons of restaurants, tons of bars, shopping. I saw kids with their families walking around, and some of the resorts down there are right by the action. So definitely a destination I highly recommend, and hopefully will be an up-and-coming one for my clients to try. So, and what else? Bahamas. So, and by the way, for those that can see the Cabo picture I took, that's what I took on my catamaran sail.
So with any of these places that you're talking about that are just fabulous, beautiful, gorgeous places, where do you need passports for these?
So that's a great question. So really all of these, so Jamaica, Punta Cana, Mexico, Bahamas, Aruba, any of those Caribbean islands, you are going to need a passport. But places that I put up there like Alaska, the U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, you don't need a passport. Hawaii is a destination. If you had given me top 6, I would have put Hawaii on there as well. That one you don't need a passport. Obviously, European travel, you're going to need a passport. So, yeah.
And then I'm sure the vaccination, all of that is changing by the moment.
Yes.
I'm sure we can't really.
Right. It's hard for me. Like, I don't want to sit here and say this is what you need because it's what you need today.
Right.
It might
it's
not
not
be
what you need tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We're recording today. Who knows what's going to happen in a week?
Right.
Yeah.
So
just check with your travel agent on the requirements.
Good answer. Good answer. I will say this, at least for now and for the short term, for cruising, it's mostly 12 and over do need to have proof of vaccination, which I do want to touch on something real quick because there is such a stigma against cruising right now, and I need to set the record straight about that. It is honestly one of the safest forms of travel at the moment because if you think about it, it's the only place you can guarantee that almost 100% of people are fully vaccinated on the ship. And all people have had a negative COVID test within the last 48 hours. So,
yeah, right.
You know, I think there's a stigma going around about it. And yes, have they had a couple cases on board? Sure. But if you think about the thousands of people that have cruised and the small number of cases, it's a really small percentage. So it's a great thing to do at the moment. And there's the capacity on the ships. It's so low that I went on a Disney cruise in September, and I felt like I was one of the only people on the ship.
I bet.
When we got to their private island,
right,
it was empty. It was fantastic.
It was Brenda's Island.
Yeah, it was. They renamed it. Didn't I tell you?
That's awesome.
So, but no, to go to most of these resorts and in the islands and stuff, you don't need to be vaccinated. There are COVID testing requirements, and those vary, whether you have to have a PCR or an antigen, how many days prior to travel. That is something you're going to need to talk to me about when you've booked your trip. But to get back into the U.S. as of right now, you do have to take a COVID test within 24 hours before returning. So all of these resorts have it set up perfectly. It's testing right on property. Many of them are including testing for up to 2 people, sometimes for the whole family for free. Other places, there is a small fee for the antigen test.
Sure.
So again, that's something that you're going to want to ask me about when you're looking at a resort, and something we need to look into so that oh wait, when I get there, I'll be charged X amount to have my COVID test to come back into the United States.
So if you have a positive test and you're not in the States, then you can't come home.
Correct. So the resorts have in place a quarantine policy as well. So many of them are offering free quarantine up to 10 to 14 days.
Wow.
And then others, it might be like a hugely reduced rate.
Okay.
That happening is so rare, again, because you're testing before you go. Just
don't wish COVID on anyone.
No.
Oh, of course not.
But if I'm in Cancun and I get a false positive test, that's a good place to quarantine.
Right, have people bring you your food every day.
Right.
No, I mean you're stuck in your room.
Yeah.
But
now it kind of leads me to another thought of travel insurance. I mean, is travel insurance something that would cover you if you tested positive for COVID before you even leave your house?
Yes. So I need to say this. I am not licensed to sell insurance, so I'm legally not allowed to say what is covered and what's not covered.
Okay.
What I will say is travel insurance is so necessary right now. There are covered reasons. There's a list of them. I can say canceling due to fear of getting COVID is not going to be a covered reason. Okay. But illness and things like that most likely are. You will need to definitely call the insurance company that you go with. A lot of the vendors include travel insurance. We can add it into the package. I also have a great relationship with Travel Insured, which is an amazing third-party travel insurance that I work with constantly, and we have a great relationship with. So
that's all great. This is all great.
Yeah.
I mean, in looking at teaching, we came from a teaching background, 15 years. I was 16 and a half. I count every day that I was there, and I loved it. And I made the jump. You made the jump in the same year, 2018. Looking back, what would be a word of advice for somebody that you think would be possibly making a career change? What would you tell them?
So for me, look, I miss teaching. I miss the kids.
Yeah.
I miss the rewarding aspect of teaching. I truly do. And I commend our teachers, especially over the last couple years, what they've been through, and they still continue the fight today, and I commend them. So, I don't know that I would have had the strength to do it. But, for me, if you're starting your own business, definitely establish that before making a huge jump like this. And I know you were the same way.
Yeah,
you were doing it on the side as well.
Right.
Because it's a scary jump, but I'm so happy with what I'm doing. And not that I didn't love teaching, because I did.
Right.
But for me, I was just missing something. And, you only live one life. That's the way I look at it. And I'm happy, and I'm traveling.
The places that you're going.
It's incredible. I work hard. Let me tell you, I put in more hours now than I ever did. And I mean, teaching, gosh, you put in countless hours.
Yes.
But I work even more now. But for me, I just love it.
Yeah.
And I'm passionate about it. And
what do you love most about it? I mean, we've looked at a lot of pictures on the screen, and again, if you're listening to Apple or Spotify, you can jump on YouTube and actually see what we're talking about here. But
you can see her tan.
And I see you on Instagram, and I see you on Facebook, and we'll talk about in a second where can people connect with you and all that. But of all the things, like what's the one thing that you could just say that you enjoy most about what you're doing?
It's truly knowing that I'm helping people make these memories.
Yeah.
I mean, I think back to the first time we took the kids to Disney, and I will never forget their faces. And I just took my daughter last April, just her and I, for a mother-daughter trip.
Oh.
And still, I will never forget those moments.
Yeah.
Ever. And that's what it's all about. It's collecting memories. It's not about collecting things.
Yeah.
And I want more people to do that.
More experience.
You know, not the material stuff. It's making those memories.
That's amazing.
So I think that's what it is. I hearing from my clients afterwards, it's just so rewarding. I love it.
That's so awesome. We'll be using you in the future.
Thank you.
In the near future. Just got to try to whittle down from all these awesome selections. If people want to make more magical moments in their life and greater experiences, where can people connect with you?
Sure. So email's the best, and I appreciate your patience with me right now because I'm slammed at the moment.
Sure.
So, you know, give me a day or two. I will definitely respond to you. But email's the best. It's up Brenda.Tackett, and it's Tackett at marvelousmousetravels.com. Okay. I am on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok if you search at Travels with Brenda.
Okay.
I actually have my own hashtag now. I don't know what that means because I'm 42 and old, but
Is that
I'm
like
trying.
A tic-tac-toe sign?
Yeah, right.
Or
It's
the pound sign.
Pound. So I'm trying. With this TikTok is a whole new world.
It is, isn't it?
I know you're on it, but
yes, yeah.
And then there's my cell phone number as well. I will say, you know, I prefer email. Because text messages right now, I'm so slammed, they're going to get lost. But definitely email or Facebook. So.
Well, you do a phenomenal job. You really put your heart into your job, and I think
love my job.
When you put people first, everything else falls into place, and you're doing phenomenal. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for hosting me. This has been wonderful.
We want to probably just say Brenda's phone number and everything again.
Yeah, and
for anyone interested in
for anyone
calling.
Listening. Go ahead.
Her number is 443-966-4827. Again, it's 443-966-4827. And again, her email is brenda.tackett with 2 T's at marvelousmousetravels with an S at the end.com. And the way you can find her on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok is the @travels with an S with Brenda. Again, it's @Travels with Brenda. So definitely connect with Brenda and get an idea of what your next trip could be.
Where are you going to go next?
So that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, reach out to Brenda if you have any travel questions and anything real estate related. Certainly, you can reach out to us. We are on Facebook and Instagram at the Markland Advantage, and we are on the TikTok now.
The TikTok.
The TikTok.
It's like the Twitter.
At TMA Real Estate, Snapchat at TMA Real Estate. And of course, you can find us on YouTube, where all these are going to be put up by Anna, the producer, and of course, anywhere you listen to your podcast, we'll be up on there shortly. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in to the TMA Connection. Until next time, live your life to the fullest.
Woohoo!
And we'll see you soon. Take care.